Hello there, what is up? My name's Chris. Thanks for coming to my channel. In this video, I thought I would talk about just some Valentine's horror movies that I like. There's really not a whole lot. There's like 3 that come to mind. I am making this video because I just went out to the theater before and saw the original My Bloody Valentine. And it was so good. And it put me in this mood where I was like, I want to do something new here on my channel, even though I don't really use this that much. But I wanted to talk about Valentine's Day horror films. So the ones I know about real quick is MBV, My Bloody Valentine from 1981. And then I believe the remake, My Bloody Valentine from like 2009, I want to say. Don't quote me. And then I love Valentine from 2001. I also was going through some other movies that could fall into the category of Valentine's Day horror if you wanted to watch them. Those, I believe, are Bram Stoker's Dracula that I came across, and no, I can't really find another one. There was one here. Was it? No, that's not it. Well, so I'm just gonna talk about. I'm gonna start off with Valentine. Why I love Valentine from 2001. Yes, I do. I got this shirt. I believe this was from. Who did I get this from? I don't know if it's from Gutter Garbs. I forget. But this shirt's awesome. It even has like him standing over standing over the hot tub. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Anyway, I really love Valentine from 2001. I'm about to explain why. So, years ago, this movie came out. And I was a little kid. And I definitely didn't watch it back then. But I remember the trailer really scared me. But years later, I remember watching it, and it did scare me. I must have been in, like, middle school, and I think I was at some girl's house, and there was, like, a whole bunch of us that were on her bed, and I believe it was on TV in her room, and we were all so scared. There was, like, a lot of us on the bed, and we were all so scared that somebody was, like, gonna, that the Cupid, mass killer was gonna grab us off the bed, if our feet were hanging off. So years later, I rewatched this movie, right? Because I was like younger, I was probably in like middle school. I just remember seeing it somewhere like that. And I watched this movie, and yo, it's fucking good. So let me talk about Valentine. The killer is dressed fucking iconic. He's wearing like this mask, which is from Bench Designs. If anyone doesn't know who they are and likes to collect stuff and is into the, all that spooky stuff, I would suggest checking him out. He makes really good stuff. I also have another mask from Creation X that's in my closet. I would love to get that refurbished because it's kind of broken down. Anyway, so he's wearing that cherub mask with this black trench coat, like the black boots, the gloves, and he's walking with a butcher knife, and it just has this edgy vibe. It's like metal, like it feels hardcore goth tone. Am I making sense? I hope I am. I just remember the early 2000s being sort of like a goth scene. I remember people walking around in like the trench coats and like the parachute pants and all that kind of stuff, and nail polish, and of course later on, mid 2000s, like went into like the emo scene. So anyway, I don't mean to get off topic. Just this movie is very of its time. Not to mention it has a pretty good score. I like the music. And it has a good cast. I know Denise Richards stars in this movie. She's a fucking queen. Love Denise Richards. We have Marley Shelton, I believe. She's also the actress in Scream 4, if you don't know her. I'm trying to think what else she's in, but she's good. Then we have the chick from White Chicks, I forget her name. Then there's some other popular actress that was on a TV show. But we have David Boreanaz, Angel, right? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He had his own show. So anyway, there's a bunch of good actors, actresses. Like I said, has a good score. But what really makes this movie is the kills. Has good, thought out kills, and they're clever. I think they're all iconic. My favorite happens to be Denise Richards. Oh shit! She gets thrown into a hot tub, and pretty much there's like a plastic case that gets, thrown on top of her, and Jeremy Melton, who's the assailant, he's the killer, walks back with a power drill and starts trying to stab her through this plastic case that protects the hot tub while she's locked in there. And he eventually does stab her, and then he opens it up and throws in the drill and electrocutes her. It's like, wow. But just that scene where she gets thrown in the hot tub in slow-mo, yo, can someone... I need to remake that shit. Like, seriously, I want to... Yo, if I was in a horror movie, I want to die like her in a fucking horror movie. That shit was fucking great. Oh my god. Probably one of my top favorite, like, horror movie, like, kills. Like, it has to be. I'm not sure if it tops the Halloween 2 hot tub, but it's just, it's its own thing. So I think I forgot to say who this movie's directed by. It's directed by Jamie Blanks. You might know him. He also did Urban Legend, which is a good slasher. I've only seen the first one, I think. I don't think I've ever seen the second one. Or if I have, it's bits and pieces. But I'm kind of like, where did this guy go? Like, where did you go, Jamie Blanks? And recently I was looking up Valentine on Google, and I just saw that he has a Twitter account. And the guy who actually played Jeremy Melton in this movie happens to... he kind of just came up out of nowhere. I didn't really... I remember trying to find who he is, and I forget his name. I just had it. But yeah, he was at horror conventions. I've seen that, and I've seen that people have gotten autographs and put it up on eBay, which maybe I could snag one someday. But yeah, Jamie Blanks, I definitely would love to see him make another slasher film. It seems like he kind of just made these like 2 or 3 movies. Not sure what else he was part of, and then he kind of just did his own thing. He needs to come back and make like slasher films. So I kind of missed saying what this movie is about. Pretty much, it's one of those revenge slasher films. Pretty simple. Something happens to the killer in the beginning of the movie before before they went crazy and started becoming a serial killer. Something sets them off, and that's what happens. Jeremy Melton is at a Valentine's Day school dance when he's in like elementary school, I'm imagining, or maybe middle school. He's like in like 6th or probably 7th grade or something like that. And he's hooking up with some girl who happens to be a bit heavy set, on the heavy set side. Her name's Dorothy. And these kids see them hooking up, and she kind of says, "Oh my God, he was pulling a fast one on me." So a group of these guys strip him down to his underwear, and then like pour like fruit punch on him. Looks like they beat him up. Not to mention Jeremy's nose bleeds when he gets nervous, I guess. And throughout this movie, how we know it's Jeremy from the from school is because the character's nose bleeds. So all these years later, this kid, I guess changes his identity and grows up and still has revenge on these girls that wouldn't dance with him. That's also another thing. He asks these girls at the Valentine's Day school dance to dance with him. They don't want to. So, and they're like rude, like very stuck up and nasty to him. They have no business being like that, but shit, kids are kids, right? I went to school, yeah. So he comes back years later and starts killing these girls off one by one. So Valentine is far from perfect. It's like I love it, but it does have its like, it's like it's not perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. One of the things I'm sort of like, well, why doesn't Jeremy go after the guys, right? That like beat him up at his Valentine's Day school dance. I'm not too sure, but he does kill some guys in this movie. But he's definitely dead certain on killing these girls. And then by the end of the movie, there's like this twist where you're not sure if Dorothy, who is now an adult and part of, was part of the group, and that they were all like still friends and talked. We don't know if she was in on it because somehow she ends up in the cherub mask trench coat costume. And it's like, how did she get in there? And at the end of the film, David Boreanaz, it's revealed that he is Jeremy Melton because his nose starts to bleed onto oh my god, did I forget her name? No, what was Marley Shelton's name? It wasn't Julie. Give me 1 second, guys. But yeah, this movie, I seriously love. It's a lot of fun, especially around this time to watch. I used to be so scared of this. Kate. There we go. Yeah, so it's funny because I really was scared of this movie when I was younger. And now I have like posters of it on the wall. I have like I said, 2 masks, like a shirt. Valentine is just, it's of its time. It's a gem from the early 2000s. And it's a slasher. I love slasher movies. I don't know how anyone like watches horror movies and they don't like slasher movies. I think it's the best. Like I said, I just got back from seeing My Bloody Valentine, so I'm going to hop into that. But I'm going to take a break. I'm trying to learn how to combine my videos and stuff like that. So I hope you guys liked my Valentine from 2001 review. It's, like I said, it's a lot of fun. I totally suggest you check it out if you've never seen it. If you're sleeping on this one, no, you gotta watch this shit. You gotta watch this shit. It is funny. There's good comedy in this movie. And like I said, the kills are clever. And Jeremy Melton, come on, his outfit, that costume is iconic. I'll see you guys. I'll be back in the next review. Hello there, and we're back. I was trying to split the screens. So I have me over here. I just looked up My Bloody Valentine. It's on Wikipedia because I just wanted to, be able to refer back to characters, who's it directed by, this, that, and the other. I might go to another source though. I like IMDb. Now, I got back. I just saw this movie around like 7:30 tonight. And I have to say, My Bloody Valentine is probably on my list of like 10 top slasher films. I know I've said that before about like a lot of slasher films, but My Bloody Valentine isn't just a good horror movie. I think it's really a good movie all around. So let me explain what I mean. Well, first off, I guess I'll talk about, this movie's from 1981. So it's from the great era of horror, the 80s. And it's a Canadian slasher film. It's directed by George Mihalka. It's written by John Bayard. I'm like butchering their last names. and it stars Paul Kelman, Laurie Hallier, and Neil Affleck. I don't think he has any relation to Ben Affleck. Um, the plot tells about a young group of young. I'm sorry, excuse me. The plot tells about a group of young adults who decide to throw a Valentine's Day party, only to incur the vengeful wrath of a maniac in mining gear who begins a killing spree. So yes, this story, well, let's state back. I think the last time that I mean, I watched this movie like every like February, so I know who the killer is in the movie. So spoiler alert if I spoil it. If but when I was watching this movie tonight, especially going out to a big theater, well, just to a movie theater, and watching an old school horror movie, there's always such a different feel in general watching, I think, like an old school movie in a theater, but watching a horror movie, especially a slasher film from back in the day up on the big screen, there's more that's just revealed, and I think that, well, like I said, what I'm trying to say is that while watching this movie, I was kind of trying to act like I was watching it for the first time, like who's the killer and stuff. And it's very clever and thought out how how it's puzzling and how it's sort of a twist at the end. So yes, the film follows a group of young adults who are throwing a Valentine's Day party in their town. However, 20 years before this Valentine's Day that's coming up, there was a accident in their mines, and a group of people died, and there was one survivor by the name of Harry Warden. Harry Warden was there, and I think they said it was about 6 weeks since that it took for them to make their way through all the wreckage to get to him, and he was eating all of his crew members to, I guess, survive, and he had lost his mind. So this happened back in the 60s after Harry Warden was taken to a psych ward. He was, I guess, released a year later, and on that Valentine's Day, he came back and murdered a group of people in the town. So this town didn't have a Valentine's Day party or event for about 20 years up until this this night in 1980 or 81, right? So yeah, I really love this movie. Like I said, I don't just see it as like a good horror movie. It's also a good movie. It has like that love drama going on. It revolves around this character by the name of, well, hold on, Laurie Hallier's character. She's in a relationship with this one guy, Axel, but she also has feelings for her old boyfriend, who happened to have taken off like a year or two ago, and just comes back out of nowhere and wants to get it poppin' with her. So she's having mixed feelings. I have so many girls I've hung out with before. I've seen this happen. So it was, oh, her name's Sarah, by the way. Sorry, I couldn't find that. Anyway, so Sarah is a really cool chick, and I think she stands out amongst like all the other like there's a lot of one hit slasher holiday films, and there's just a lot of slasher films in general, but this character, there's something about her. I mean, she's very beautiful, but she's also you feel like she's like a professional. She's like a professional woman. She's like, towards the end of the movie, we see that she's like a strong character. I definitely was like, yo, she's good. She's good shit. She's real. So like I said, the film just like revolves around this drama between her new boyfriend Axel, the one character who she had feelings for, who came back. Was his name Paul? Yeah. So anyway, there's like a lot of characters in this movie, and after I left the film, I was like, yo, I was like, he didn't kill people until towards like the end of the movie. But no, I mean he did. But I was expecting there to be like maybe more kills. But he actually, the first kill in the beginning of the film starts out where Harry Warden, well, it's not really Harry Warden. Spoiler alert, it's actually Axel. And I'll explain that in just a bit. He kills this one chick in the beginning of the film. This one chick's undressing out of her mining costume, and then she gets like pushed onto like a pickaxe, and it's like pretty like, oh shit, that's fucked up. So I thought that was like a dream, kinda, but no, it makes sense because about 20 minutes into the film, the police deputy gets a heart-shaped box, or I guess it's the police deputy's. I forgot who the guy is. He's, I think, Paul's father. He gets a heart-shaped box with a heart in it, and it says one is dead, and pretty much call off the dance, or something like that. And it makes sense that the one is dead is the chick from the beginning of the film. Just had to say that. It wasn't a dream. I thought it was, but it's not. Oh, so what else do I love about this movie other than the kills? So the kills are good. I mean, there's like one I just feel so bad about. It's Maybelle. She's this like really sweet elder woman, and she's getting all ready with like all the kids. She's like, they have like they're decorating for this big dance, and the whole town's all set up. And then later on, she gets killed by Harry Warden, really Axel. So like I said, it's revealed that Axel... Hi, Sandy. That's Sandy, by the way. I love her. That's my Valentine. But yeah, so Axel happens to... His father happens to be one of the people who were killed by Harry Warden 20 years ago. So he was a little boy when he saw this happening, and he was underneath his father's bed playing. So it really fucked him up, and I guess he just went crazy and decided to start killing everyone. Like I said, this one has a twist, because if you're watching this for the first time, and I hope that nobody just comes here and I just spoiled that for them. But I remember watching this for the first time and being like, who could the killer be? And it's fucking Axel. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, is it Paul? Is it Axel? I was like, who the fuck is it? Yeah. It's good with that. There is some comedy too. This is just a fun movie. Oh my gosh. Like, how could you go through Valentine's Day and not watch My Bloody Valentine? So there's not that much more to say about it. Sorry if I was like a little bit all over with My Bloody Valentine, but I do love this one. After seeing it in the theater just a couple hours ago, I was like, yes. And I was supposed to see it with my homeboy John. He's actually the one who got me the ticket, so shout out to him. Thanks, bro. I love you. And we were going to go together, but he's actually in New Jersey, so he sent me the tickets, and I was like, how am I going to just pass up like an opportunity to go see My Bloody Valentine in the theater? I've never seen that in the theater. So just in general, seeing an old school horror movie in the theater, it just hits different. There's just a different wave. There's a lot of great shots in this film, especially... I love when... wait. I'm calling her Sarah. Is Sarah Palm... is okay, so Sarah is the character. Alright, I had it correctly. So there's a good shot where Sarah's like walking home alone, I guess, or she's walking through the streets and it's like cold and they're just like showing these like abandoned houses and stuff, and you just like feel like it's like cold, and it's spooky. I don't know. I fuck with it. I fuck with the way it's filmed. I like the score. This is a good movie all around. I would highly recommend watching it. I love it. It has a good special place in my heart. So with that, that's my review on My Bloody Valentine. It's a great, great slasher film. I hope you guys watch it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. And in my next review, I will be talking about its remake from, I believe, 2009. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Hello there. This is my last review. This one is on My Bloody Valentine 3D. So this is one of the remakes of, the slasher films, and I enjoy this one. This is written by, give me 1 second. So the director of this film is Patrick Lussier. Writers is Todd Farmer, Zane Smith, John Bayard? Wow, so if that would be funny. I want to look more into that, because that's I think the original writer from My Bloody Valentine from 1981. I'm going to explore that. But it stars a good cast. We have Jensen Ackles. Love him. Jamie King. Slay girl. I'm trying to think what the fuck she's in. Kara Smith. Love him. Final Destination. Yes. And yes, Tom Atkins, the fucking man. Okay. I was like, I know there's somebody else. I'm also on IMDb right now, so I was like, okay, this is better, because I get to like move around on here. And there's like a bunch of other, definitely good actors, actresses, and stuff like that. Now, the synopsis of this movie is a bit different from the original, but it's sort of the same. It follows a miner who pretty much comes back to town to seek revenge on its residents, because he was, I guess, buried alive in there, and buried alive in the mines when the mine had its accident. It follows give me 1 second. So Tom returns to his hometown on the 10th anniversary of the Valentine's Night Massacre that claimed the lives of 22 people. Instead of a homecoming, Tom finds himself suspected of committing the murders, and it seems like his old flame is the only one that believes he's innocent. So Tom is played by Jensen Ackles. Then we have give me 1 second. The girl who played, I just said her name, Jamie King, plays Sarah. So they kept the same name from the original movie. What was it? Sarah Palmer, I think. And then Kara Smith plays the deputy. There's not a whole lot to say. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so this is just like one of those like fun horror, movie remakes. Out of this whole movie, there is a great, like, I love the supermarket scene. I love good chase scenes, and that is just a great scene. This movie does have a lot of kills, a lot of gore, a lot of blood, so I remember that. I actually had this DVD. Well, no, I actually do have this on DVD. I remember I had the 3D glasses with it. I don't know if I still do, but it looked so shitty. I don't know. It just never looked good on my TV watching it. And then the way the movie is without, in general, it just looks like it's rainbowish kind of. I don't know. But I plan on watching this tomorrow night with some friends. And what can I say? This one is it's a decent remake. It's fun. I think it does it pays some good respect to the original. It's not a bad remake. I like the kills. I think there is some good comedy. The little person, the woman, she's like oh shit. she gets fucked up. I wish I could just like snap it and show you guys. There's pretty much this stripper who like runs into she's like being chased by Harry Warden, and she runs into like a room, and then she's hiding underneath the bed, and then this like little woman walks in. She's a little person, and I think she's looking for her cat, and Harry Warden is in the room, and he goes into the closet. So while the chick who was being chased by Harry Warden is hiding under the bed, she sees this chick walk in, and Harry Warden walks out of the closet. He has the pickaxe, and he just like snags her up from her drawer into the ceiling, and it hits the light. Oh my god, it is fucking hysterical. If you have not seen it, just look it up. Like, I shouldn't be saying people being killed in a horror movie is funny, but it's yo, this shit got me wild. Yo, this movie is funny. It definitely is. So what else can I say about this movie? I was not one of the people who saw this in the theater. No, that must have been fun. I would definitely like to see this one day in the theater in 3D, because it is cool. Like that part in the beginning of the film when like the pickaxe goes through the windshield, and it's like right at the girl's eye. I think it's at Sarah Palmer, because pretty much the film revolves around three characters. Who you have: Sarah, Tom, and Axel. So I believe they switched that. They made Axel Palmer, who's played by Kerr Smith. He eventually becomes the sheriff of this movie. Does a really good job, I say. I think they all do a pretty fair and decent job acting and such. But what was I saying about Axel? Yeah, they kept Axel and Sarah. Tom, I guess, was like a new character. Yeah, this is a fun movie, so I have to watch this. Sorry if my review on this one was also like a little like all over the place, but I wanted to talk about it because I do enjoy horror movie remakes, and this one is good. It's definitely a fun one to hang out, watch. I think I've heard people kind of like shit on this one. I'm like, why? Like, this is a fun one. So there's really not much else to say. I'm leaving off now. I'm really happy that I put these videos, out there. I'm doing this. Like, I always feel good when I do this. I love, talking about some good horror movies. Trying to think what else I could say. So, the honorable mentions, I came up with another one. I said in the beginning of my first review, I think I spoke about Bram Stoker's Dracula. That is a good one to watch. However, I came up with another one. It's not so much of a horror movie, but it is like, it's like a thriller. Guess what it is? It's Obsessed from 2009. I actually need to know if it's from 2009. If it is, that is wild. I was right. Yep. Obsessed from 2009. So, this is a good one too. I could also throw in like Fatal Attraction and like Basic Instinct, of course, those two, which are like thrillers, dramas, like romance kinda. But Obsessed is a good one. I mean, shit, you got Idris Elba, Ali Larter, Beyonce. You got a good cast here for this one. It's like that's a fun one. I'm not gonna go into that and review that. But yeah, those are some honorable mentions. If you're still looking for, if you're not content with both My Bloody Valentines and Valentine from 2001. Check out some other ones. So with that, guys, I'm leaving. I'm gonna upload these. I hope whoever comes checks out my videos. I hope you enjoy my content. Feel free to subscribe, comment down below. And with that, I hope everyone has a beautiful Valentine's Day. Remember, if you don't have a Valentine, be your own Valentine. Love yourself. Self-love is very important. And with that, I am out. I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.